Different's great, but being different for the sake of being different, I'm not a big fan of, right? If you just want to be different for the sake
technology
of it.
Technology, I would hide behind it.
And you start to hear some of their challenges, and yes.
Because it speaks to the core of who you are and what drives you forward. Because what makes you different is what drives you.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Master Connector Show. I'm your co-host, Rob Genovesi, and we're so glad that you're joining us today. And I tell you what, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We haven't seen you in 2 weeks, which feels like an eternity when you're doing this on a weekly basis. So welcome back. And if you're not catching us, we hope you've seen this on a replay. But if you are joining us, we want you to join us live because this is an interactive show. This is the place where you can come and get answers to your questions from our guests. And Steve brings amazing people, the best of the best. We're talking authors, TEDx speakers, CEOs, founders, people who are the best at what they do. And we're bringing them to you so you can level up, so you can reach success faster simply by connecting with us. So it is the Master Connector Show. We want you connecting with each other. So if you're here, you should be connecting with one another. That's the name of the game. This is about networking. This is about true connection. This is about leveling up, utilizing the skills and experiences of other people as we lift each other up. You know, the name of the game is a rising tide raises all ships. And look, go to masterconnector.show and see the roster of people that we have coming down the pike. I mean, we're booked way into 2026. We've got all different kinds of guests. So if you can't join us every week, go to that masterconnector.show and see who it is you need to hear from, need to ask questions of, and put it in your calendar so don't miss the live version of the show, masterconnector.show. And if you want to be a guest, you can apply there. And if you want to sponsor an episode, you can also get information there. And look, you know, the name of the game here is also let's level up, right? And so we all know we have these segments of knowledge, and in between them are gaps, right? So we want to close those gaps because that's how you reach success. And look, this is the thing that happens when you're able to close those gaps. You can do things like my buddy Steve is doing. Look, if you're not knowing what's going on, my buddy Steve doing his first TEDx talk, January 10th, 2026. He's going to be down in Texas, in Houston, January 10th. And he's going to be doing a talk on the quiet advantage, why introverts out-connect the rest. If you can believe that, if you're an introvert out there, I'm an introvert, Steve's an introvert, there's hope for you. So we're so happy you're with us. Don't miss that. If you're down in Houston, check my man out. And listen, this is the Master Connector Show because he is the Master Connector. Let's bring him up. Mr. Steve Spiro. What's up, Steve?
Robbie,
where you at, boy?
Hey, what's going on? A little bit of delay, but all good. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you, and I hope you and the family had an incredible time, and just blessed to be back. You're right. It's been 2 weeks, and it feels like forever, but just appreciate you, bud, big time. Very thankful and grateful for you, this show, this community, this platform. Just very, very grateful. But what's going on, everyone? Steve Spiro, the Master Connector, coming at you live and direct. And, you know, so first of all, welcome, MZ, Michael Zajac in the house. Looking forward to our call soon. We got Kim Curran, who's a new friend and incredible young, I'm gonna say young lady, but amazing. Connect with her, and then and also new connection. Great to have you on as well. And so go in the comments and connect with each other. This is the Master Connector Show, and get in there and do what you can, but and connect. But hey, I got a question for you guys. All right, here it is. Right, have you ever wondered how many opportunities are slipping through your fingers simply because your LinkedIn profile doesn't reflect the real you? And so for me, you know, I had to do some soul searching, right? Because sometimes knowing who the real we are, the real I am, the real you are, sometimes that can take a little time, right? Because we have all these things pulling at us. You know, there's lots of media, and sometimes we become a reflection of the people we surround ourselves with, and we hear the most of people that listen to the news. And I made a rule, like Rob also did, to not listen to the news because it's just negative. And sometimes we become negative, and all we ever talk about is negative news because watching the news. But But once you figure out what your mission, and I took some time and I created a life's mission statement and figured out, okay, what's my purpose on this planet? And what do I want what value do I bring to the world? And I wanted to make sure that the profile I was putting together, my digital footprint, right, which can not only is your LinkedIn profile, but can be also some of the other things you have, YouTube. And I'm not a big Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter guy, or X, whatever it is these days. But whatever your profile is, make sure it reflects the true version of you. Now, we know this for sure. People tend to buy from people, not from companies, from businesses. And so if you're going to get some real good insight today from Tracy, but think about it. How is your profile? Is it really all about your business or your company, or is it about you? Personalize it. Look at it. There's an about section. Add a story about who you are as a person. Don't make it just this sort of resume that's glorified online, right? It's way more than that. And it can be way more than that. And it can be way more effective. And you'll find that your profile will be something that will attract. People will want to lean in and they'll want to be like, I really want to know what this person is. So if you're wondering, when you send out connect requests sometimes and nobody responds or accepts your connect request, maybe it's because your profile is not saying the right thing. So again, pay attention, because you're going to have an incredible opportunity to learn from an amazing lady. So if you're ready, community, for my man, Mr. Robbie G, to introduce our guest, type in the comments right now. Let's go. Robbie G, I'll pass it to you, buddy.
Right. Thank you, Steve. Let's go, everybody. Tracy Enos is a nationally recognized LinkedIn authority strategist with over 12 years of experience helping founders, CEOs, and experts transform their profiles from static resumes into powerful client-attracting assets. She's the creator of the proprietary HEAT method, bringing out the human, the expertise, the authority, and the trust. HEAT, I love it. Behind every brand she touches, Tracy brings the heat. Nice. Tracy has worked with high-performing entrepreneurs across multiple industries who feel invisible on LinkedIn and helps them clarify their story, articulate their value, and attract aligned opportunities with authenticity. A straight-shooting Midwestern mom with a passion for small business, Tracy believes connection always comes before conversion. Please welcome to the show, Tracy Enos. What's up, Tracy?
Well, hi, Rob. Hi, Steve. It's good to be here. You guys have no idea. This is like my first podcast in like 2 years. So this is great.
Good to have you.
Welcome back to live.
Well, there was a little bit of illness that stopped that. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we're glad you're okay now.
It wasn't because I didn't want to do one.
Yeah,
So
I hear you.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, we're blessed to have you on the show here. Very, very appreciative for sure. And listen, one of the things that, and Rob read it in your profile, we talked about that sort of human approach, right? The ability to connect on a human level. And, a big part of me as a speaker, yes, I could talk about building a large network and the networking side of it. But the reason I chose Master Connector as a name is because it's about human connection, right? And so that's really what I believe is what attracts and keeps people, wanting to engage with you, whatever that looks like, whether it be in business or just from a standpoint of networking. So let's talk about it. So human, right? Community, type in #human. So here's the question for you, Tracy. How can someone shift from posting a highlight reel to showing up as a real human on LinkedIn?
Well, LinkedIn actually has more than just a few sections. So I find this very interesting how things have really changed since I've been on LinkedIn since 2009, but I've really used LinkedIn since 2011. And, LinkedIn has changed some of the features and things like that. They went into creator mode a few years ago, and that apparently didn't do so well. So they scrapped that. And then now they're up to, if you have a premium profile, you can add these certain things into your, pay to play kind of thing. But what seems to be forgotten is the younger generation is still playing this off of, you only need these 3 or 4 sections and you're good. Treat it like a website. Treat it like your sales page or a landing page. While I agree with some of that, I don't agree with most of it, because there are sections in the profile that people neglect completely. And I do understand, we're all busy For the most part, most people are going to just look at above the fold, right? That's before you scroll to see the rest of the profile. But if you've really captured somebody's attention, they want to scroll through your profile and see a little bit more about you. And if you don't have that in there, your skills, your volunteer work, your organizations, projects, publications, licenses, things like that, you might be losing some opportunity for people who want to know a little bit more about you, because what people don't understand with LinkedIn, this is a perceived likability and trust. Do I think I know this person? Do I think I like this person? Do you think I want to trust this person to take the next step with this person? Whatever that may be, connecting with you because you sent out an invitation. Maybe they, blindly connected with you like most people do, sitting at the grocery store and they're scrolling through their phone while they're waiting in line and they're just getting accept, right? Could be that CEO that you've been really wanting to get in front of, but he's not going to answer your inbox message if he goes back and views your profile and doesn't feel that you look the part.
That's right.
So I want to jump in here for a second, Tracy, because you said something that probably blew past most of our audience. You said, if your profile captures somebody's attention and you went on, tell us, what can you do to capture the attention so that they do go below the fold?
So, well, first of all, the headline. You know what, guys? I still see this happening, that in LinkedIn, the headline gets truncated. So 99% of your activities is tied to your personal profile.
So bear with me for a second, Tracy. When you say headline, I bet a lot of our people don't know what you're referring to when you say headline.
Okay.
What
so
is that?
That is that place of text that you can put under your profile photo. Okay. That's your headline. Okay. So what most people are still doing is putting their title in there, especially if it's first. Now, some people are catching on about having a benefit statement, and that's important, but they're still putting their title first. People don't care about your title. People care about what you can do for them and how you can solve their problem, right? So while you're, getting active in LinkedIn, LinkedIn is going to truncate the headline. So you get 220 characters. I do recommend everybody use, the most that they can, in the headline. Why not, right? Because if somebody goes and views your profile, they're going to see the whole headline.
That's right.
So put the best part of your headline up front, not your title. You can put your title at the end. If it's important to you, there's other places to put title in your profile. Yeah. You don't need to put it in your headline. But if it is important to you, make it last. Right?
So I want to say this. I don't know if I'm doing something a little sneaky, but I love LinkedIn. It's where I spend at least half my day in the morning. But I put my title where they suggest you put your pronouns, because to me that was valuable real estate. That, look, while I respect people who want to put their pronouns there, to me that's valuable selling opportunity. And I probably heard you somewhere. Somebody said that what you just said. So I was like, oh. Well, I kind of like my title, brand builder, so I put it in the pronouns. Did I do something wrong?
No, I put my keywords in there because LinkedIn is a search engine, right? Mm-hmm. So when I was one of the first few that got the opportunity to add the pronouns to the profile, and I saw that they had a custom option. And so I put in LinkedIn expert. I think I have something now. I think LinkedIn alchemist or something like that. Now I change every once in a while, but I, and then I started talking about it. Like, don't do the typical pronoun. Put in it's another place to add a keyword in there so that LinkedIn organically is going to show you in search results for that keyword that somebody might be searching for you. So I don't put my title in there. I put my keyword in there.
Listen, community, that's why it's so important. You got to get on this show every week. I mean, I just learned something. I thought I was pretty good on LinkedIn, but that was like a golden nugget, like mic drop right there. Because I mean, I haven't been paying attention to the pronoun because I don't know.
But the pronoun is good. So for those of you who have Sales Navigator, I don't know if you could do this. And if you understand a little bit of Boolean search, You can go in and use the pronoun. So, like, for example, if you cater to women, you can't go in there and just in the Sales Navigator and just look for women. But if somebody has their pronoun as she, her in there, well, guess what?
Yeah.
Now you can start pulling up those women.
Yeah. Good to know. Good to know.
Okay, I have another question. Steve, I'm so sorry, buddy. I got to ask because, listen, I said we get amazing guests on here, but Tracy's the one I've been looking forward to because I'm figuring out this LinkedIn game, man. And so you said something, you brought up Sales Navigator. So in your opinion, if you're serious about building on LinkedIn, is Sales Navigator a non-negotiable, or is there something else we could use?
Non-negotiable. I've had it since 2013. I'm actually grandfathered in, and I pay $60 a month. And I'm not letting this baby go at all. So, and now it's like $100 a month, but it's fantastic. And what I notice is for the upper level subscriptions of Sales Navigator, which is the advanced and the advanced plus, or whatever they're calling it nowadays, so which is pretty much the team and the enterprise, they only had some of the options in there for this and not for the core users. Well, I went in there and now notice that I have some of those options for the core users too. So it's very nice. So like your relationship maps, your account IQ, things like that. And if you're really targeting companies, those are invaluable, very much so. So I really love it because I can build lists in Sales Navigator, because if you guys have looked at your inbox, it's a hot mess.
It is.
And except for starring people, there's no organization whatsoever in there. And you shouldn't leave people in your LinkedIn anyway. You need to get them off of the platform. You're just renting your audience on LinkedIn anyway. So if I were to lose it tomorrow, you'd lose everybody there. But with Sales Navigator, I can build lists of people. And then I have one third-party tool that I'm absolutely in love with.
Which is?
That brings it, I'll share that in a second. But what it does, it works in LinkedIn and in Sales Navigator, is gets them off of LinkedIn into your own pipeline without doing copy and pasting, without adding somebody to a spreadsheet, and without having to have those upper tier levels like the advanced and the advanced plus, which integrate. Well, I don't think the advanced does, but the advanced plus, it integrates with a few CRMs. You don't need any of that now, and especially for those, we're probably talking to a lot of solopreneurs here, or those with very small teams. It gets incredibly expensive when you go to those higher tiers of Sales Navigator. So this is a way to get something into a CRM, and that tool, drum roll please, is Folk CRM, FOLK CRM. What's really awesome about them, and and I don't have an affiliate link for them or anything like that. Just go. This is just an amazing tool for $50 a month. It'll also go in and enrich your connections too that you add to pipelines in Folk CRM. So you want their business email? You don't need to use other third-party tools for that as well. So it's fantabulous. And I think they're a company out of France. So
all right,
absolutely amazing tool.
All right. So first of all, I got to ask some questions, but I want to just acknowledge Jennifer. Welcome to the show. Great to have you on here. My sis, Eileen, love you. Appreciate you. Kim, make sure to connect with her. Michael again. And I know we have a few other folks that are popping on here as well. So we got Ari on here as well. So just get in the comments, connect with each other. All right. So here's my question. So, I have hit that 30,000 connections, which I don't know if you have any in with LinkedIn, but if you could get them to grow that'd be great. But anyway,
we've been trying. I've been doing this for almost 13 years. It'll be 13 years in February, and they're not listening. But there's very much a difference between a follower and a connection. I mean, you can't personally, message somebody that's a follower.
Right.
And if you're really serious about LinkedIn, you've got to get in that, those relationships built in the inbox.
So here's my question, right? So I need to, as I get to that 30 and I want to have the ability to add on more, I have to delete and I have to get rid of. And is Navigator or this CRM tool, Folk CRM, are there other tools that will allow me to filter? Like I want to see, okay, who who hasn't responded to me whatsoever since the time that we connected, maybe it's been 5 years or whatever. Is there easy ways utilizing these tools to get rid of some people so that I can make room for people that want to engage?
Well, Folk isn't going to do that for you.
Okay.
Sales Navigator will do great at segmenting.
Okay.
And then you're unfortunately one by one and going and looking at, and unfortunately the inbox in Sales Navigator and the inbox in LinkedIn don't sync. Which is I have for years. I mean, I've been on the LinkedIn advisory team for 13 years, and they're still, I'm like, please sync them up, because if you have a conversation in Sales Navigator, that conversation does not translate over to the inbox. Trust me, I've done this, I don't know how many times. They're like, Tracy, we already talked about this. I'm like, we did. So I have to go look in Sales Navigator. So now I look like a fool. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. So there are some third-party tools that will help you bulk remove, and I'm not going to say what they are on this show because they're probably not
LinkedIn approved, I guess, right?
They're not LinkedIn approved, right? Yeah. It'll cost you a few dollars. My recommendation is really think about where you want to do business.
Yeah.
And then if anybody doesn't fall in that geographic area,
yeah, I've been through that.
So like,
I got rid of every country except for the United States for now.
Yeah.
But I'm still at 30,000. So it's like, it's tough here. It's tough.
Yeah. Get rid of the countries that for me, that's why I had to redo everything. You don't just get my free checklist anymore, although I am giving it to the crowd today.
Yeah.
You have to go behind an ebook, but I had some really bad actors overseas, and I'm not going to name the countries, but that I had to go, and they were trying to steal my internet or my IP, and so it hasn't. This isn't the first time it's happened. It's just now, happened overseas. So
yeah. Well, I want to just acknowledge also Keenan on here, and then my mom, who I love my mom. She's like, you need to, when you bring up something, let people read it. So here's Anna. She said, yes, my profile needs a word facelift. I get it. I'll get it done. I'll change my headline to so many times. I get it corrected soon. Okay. Appreciate that. And then she's like, oh, my stars. I have homework. Reword my headline and use the pronoun or more space. Incredible. So she's appreciating that. And then Michael is saying, hey, you build your own filtering mechanism so you can get feed content in lists to engage with and free up and organize who you engage with. I like that.
So you can do that in the news feed is, you go in and tell LinkedIn what you want to see and what you don't want to see. I don't think a lot of people realize they have that opportunity to see what they want to see and what they don't want to see, so they can filter out all the other things that don't interest them.
Okay. It's good to know. All right, let's keep the ball rolling here, because we are killing it with time right now, but it's good stuff. So, to me, Tracy, it's all about trust, right? You said it before. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. And it's a cliche, but it's true. So here's the question. So community, type in #trust. So what small but powerful profile changes help build trust and spark genuine conversation?
Would you guys like a little bit of my secret sauce for when I write profiles for clients?
Yes, please.
Okay. So remember I mentioned there will be those that will scroll down to the rest of the profile, and you might be missing opportunity if those are not filled out.
Yeah.
So I have my secret sauce is a way to do this is people are going to most likely look at your about summary, right? So here's what I do. I ask my clients to give me some of their best projects, which basically mean typically projects are meant like you're working with a colleague or a coworker and you guys worked on this project at work. Well, for those that are freelancing, own their own businesses, solopreneurs or whatnot, and are trying to get high-end clients, these are your case studies. And so what we do is somewhere along the lines in the about summary is go check out our project section for some more high-level case studies. And then when we write the case studies, we do it in story format. I'm a huge Dan Kennedy fan and student, spoke on his stage in 2017. And I just love his problem, agitate, solve format, and I do it in story. So what it does is it brings the reader in and the emotion in that says, oh my gosh, if they could solve the problem for that person, they could solve it for me.
Right. That's right.
So we do the same thing in the about summary. We are storytelling a little bit, because at the end of the day, people want to know, what can you do for me? What's in it for me, right? Yes, all your experience and your expertise and your authority on the subject matter is all wonderful, but at the end of the day, it's not all about you. Yeah. People want to know, what can you do for me? How can you solve my problem? How are you different than the competition? Why should I choose you?
Love it.
And that's how we write profiles.
It's great. Just want to welcome the amazing Yolanda Chin. I didn't get to acknowledge her, but she's always on here every week. We just love you and appreciate you, Yolanda. One day we're going to get you on here. You're going to be on camera with us here. I know that you're a little camera shy, but we're going to get you on here. But anyway, we appreciate it. Let's keep this ball rolling, right? So I want to talk about authority, right? I think one of the things that LinkedIn can help you do, especially one of the reasons why Rob and I love being on here is the live stream and, LinkedIn Live, is we're able to kind of be that authority person of authority, right? And that also adds towards that trust factor and credibility. So community, type in #authority. So here's the question. How do you turn your story, which you mentioned before, experience and values into authority so people come to you already pre-sold?
Well, I think that's the progression of the profile, right? Yep. Starts with the headline, right? Or I'm sorry, let's back up. It starts with your background banner, right?
So people get that.
You do the headline, and then your about summary, and at the rest of their profile, you're showcasing where appropriate or applicable. You're showcasing your authority on that subject matter, right? So your experience section, we are not writing our, responsibilities and our, like you would traditionally do in your work experience, right? Yeah. This is where I agree with some of this younger generation that's saying, write your profile like a mini page, because in the work experience, I call this an extension of your about summary. Because you only get 2,600 characters, so you're limited character-wise. But in the experience, you get an additional 2,000 characters. And so this is where you're going to have and here's another little trick of mine. I put in, even though it's not hyperlinked yet, I hope LinkedIn does this, but where it says location, put your link, your call to action, instead of where you work, right? So it's front and center, so they don't have to click see more to read the rest of it. But again, you capitalize on, or not capitalize, you extend the about summary to the work experience, and there's your mini sales letter. So the about summary is your story, who you help, how you help them, how you're different, what they can expect working with you. And then your sales page-ish is the extension of that in your work experience, your current work experience.
Love that. Well, listen, we could go on forever. We're right at the bottom of the hour. I know that you have, speaking of adding incredible value, right? I mean, Rob probably has 6 more questions he wants to ask. But that's the point. If you are feeling that way like Rob and I are feeling, you need to connect with Tracy. But Tracy, you have something you want to give to our community. So can you tell us about that, please?
Yes, everybody, since you can thank the bad actors overseas, which made me sit down. And instead of just giving you the checklist that I give to all my paying clients, that is included as a bonus, but I wrote a whole ebook around your profile to get you started for quick wins immediately today. And it's called the LinkedIn Money Link. It is free. You just need to go to Gumroad there where I have it hosted and put in your email address, and you'll get a PDF to download.
That's awesome. That's great. And what is the best way for our community to reach you? You've been incredible here. So I know they're dying. They're chomping at the bit.
Please connect with me on LinkedIn and message me. And, I would, look, I eat, breathe, sleep LinkedIn, even call my son LinkedIn when I'm mad at him. So that's another story. It's funny. But so what better way to reach me but in LinkedIn?
Love it. We appreciate you, Tracy. Thank you again. We'll see you in the green room, but thank you for bringing the heat today. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Oh, that's awesome. Wow. All right. Well, listen, if you like that, tune in next week. We're back on every week again. Episode 240, December 10th, same bat time, same bat channel, 1 p.m. EST. Transitioning out of the comfort zone with Kristen Steele. You don't want to miss that for sure. And if you're interested in learning more about some of the up and coming episodes, Rob G does an amazing job of keeping the website update. Go to masterconnector.show. And if you want to learn about sponsoring or an episode or being a speaker, being a guest, go there as well, and you'll learn more. And listen, I don't know if you know, but we have an incredible co-host here, Rob G, who just recently is coming out with a book. And so listen, if you all know my host, Rob G, as the brand builder, right? He's struggled for 2 years to become very profitable until he discovered brand strategy. That's when he 4 times his client fee without increasing the amount of time he put in. So get his inside story. Thank you, Rob G, for putting that up. An exact strategy in his up and coming book, Don't Fear the Brand, The Art of Building a Strong Brand That Attracts. It's going to be releasing this Friday, December 5th. So get that link and please. And I read his book. It's amazing. We want to get him on the top bestseller. So to get the release, grab it for 99 cents. For limited time and a bonus for clicking now, you'll receive Rob's quick start strategy to building a strong brand. And he'll post the link on where to get that. But I want to close with this, and I appreciate everyone, all the guests, everyone came on here. You were amazing. Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Went from working in his family's small liquor store, I can relate, I did too, to becoming a global recognized entrepreneur, largely because of how intentionally he showed up on social media. By sharing raw, unpolished videos about hustle, gratitude, and business strategy, he built a massive personal brand that attracted millions of followers and countless business opportunities. His rise proves that when you show up authentically, community, constantly, with real value, your digital presence can become the engine that transforms your entire life. Folks, let's keep showing up with the right intentions, the real and the raw you, not some puffed up version of you. And when your success happens, and it will, you can be a beacon of light. God bless. We'll see you next week.
And you start to hear some of their challenges. And yes,
because it speaks to the core of who you are and what drives you forward. Because what makes you different is what drives you.